By 2025, ExxonMobil predicts that global energy demand will increase by 25%, with 3 billion more people gaining access to electricity, resulting in a significant surge in power consumption, with the average American household using around 900 kilowatt-hours per month, a 10% increase from 2020. This growth is driven by emerging economies, where countries like China and India are experiencing rapid industrialization, with China's energy consumption alone expected to rise by 30% by 2030. But what will power the grid in 2035, when these demands are expected to reach unprecedented levels? And can companies like General Electric and Siemens deliver the necessary infrastructure to support this growth? In recent years, the race to deliver new power to the grid has been heating up, with various energy sources vying for dominance, including fusion, fission, and natural gas, each with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Companies like Lockheed Martin and General Fusion are working on fusion reactors, which promise to provide clean and virtually limitless energy, but still face significant technical hurdles. Meanwhile, Westinghouse Electric Company and Areva are pushing forward with advanced fission technologies, such as small modular reactors, which offer improved safety and efficiency. Natural gas, on the other hand, remains a major player, with companies like Cheniere Energy and Dominion Energy investing heavily in liquefied natural gas infrastructure, which is expected to grow by 15% annually over the next 5 years. But can any of these sources meet the projected energy demands of 2035, when the global population is expected to reach 8.5 billion, with 60% of people living in urban areas, and energy consumption is predicted to increase by 45%? The technical facts are fascinating. For instance, did you know that a single fusion reactor could provide enough energy to power 1.5 million homes, using just 1 kilogram of fuel per year, which is equivalent to the energy produced by 1 million barrels of oil, and would reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 90%? Or that advanced fission technologies, such as small modular reactors, can reduce construction costs by 30% and increase efficiency by 20%, resulting in a levelized cost of energy of around $60 per megawatt hour, which is competitive with natural gas and wind power. Natural gas, meanwhile, has its own advantages, with the U.S. Energy Information Administration predicting that gas-fired power plants will account for 35% of new capacity additions between 2020 and 2030, with an average capacity factor of 55%, which is higher than that of wind and solar power. But what about the role of renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, which are expected to grow by 20% annually over the next decade, with solar energy alone accounting for 10% of global electricity generation by 2030? Can they scale up quickly enough to meet the projected energy demands of 2035, when the world will need to produce an additional 10,000 terawatt-hours of electricity per year, which is equivalent to the current energy consumption of the entire European Union? The real impact of these developments will be felt in our daily lives. For example, if fusion energy becomes a reality, it could mean that your electricity bill drops by 50% by 2035, as energy production costs plummet, and you could charge your electric vehicle for just $3 per 300 miles, which is less than the cost of a gallon of gasoline. Or, if natural gas remains the dominant source of new power, it could lead to a 20% increase in air pollution in urban areas, resulting in an estimated 10,000 premature deaths per year, and a significant increase in greenhouse gas emissions, which would exacerbate climate change. But what if advanced fission technologies win out, providing a reliable and efficient source of clean energy, and reducing the risk of nuclear accidents by 90%, which would be a significant improvement over current technologies? Would that mean that you could power your home with 100% renewable energy by 2040 and reduce your carbon footprint by 80%, which would be a major step towards mitigating climate change? The surprising answer to what will power the grid in 2035 is that it's still anyone's game: fusion, fission, natural gas. And even renewable energy sources like solar and wind power are all in the running, with companies like Tesla and Vestas investing heavily in these technologies. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the next decade will be crucial in determining the course of our energy landscape, with significant investments being made in energy infrastructure, including $1.5 trillion in renewable energy projects and $500 billion in natural gas infrastructure. So will you be powering your home with fusion energy in 2035, or will natural gas remain the dominant source of new power? And what role will renewable energy sources play in the transition to a low-carbon economy? To stay up to date on the latest developments and insights, be sure to subscribe to our channel, where we'll be exploring the latest advancements in energy technology and their impact on our daily lives. And join the conversation by sharing your thoughts and questions in the comments below.